I have known you as people who inspire a lot of others in the medical area, but I also know you as people who are willing to lend a helping hand as community leaders whenever people are in need or in distress. I was touched by Dr. Kishan Kumar's suggestion that the Indian American medical fraternity should set up its own medical institution here. I think that is a suggestion which receives widespread support. But I would also like you to consider one other suggestion. The Indian medical fraternity should set up a state-of-the-art medical institution back home in India. I say this because Indian doctors who are here received their medical education in India. As you know, medical education in India is highly subsidized. The state has paid a considerable part of the costs in making you doctors, and I think, I would like to humbly submit, sometimes there is payback time. I know that all of you are doing a lot in your own different ways to promote medical education in India. But I think it is worthy to consider a suggestion to set up something in the nature of a state-of-the-art medical institution, just as we have the Indian School of Business, in setting up which some of the Indian Americans here had played a pioneering role. So in course of time, I would like to see the Indian medical fraternity give serious consideration towards setting up such an institution. As you know, there are a number of elite medical institutions in our country. I'm happy that the Indian medical fraternity back home remains closely in touch with the Indian American medical fraternity. Every year, when you have the AAPI annual convention, you organize visits by dignitaries from the Indian medical field to come and attend. I think the Health Minister of India has been attending, and I think you would have invited him this year also. The point that I'm trying to make is that it is necessary to strengthen this great bridge between the medical fraternities here and in India, because that would help the Indian government's efforts to reach out to needy people back home who need good medical attention and be able to provide that. Of course, healthcare takes up a lot of our government's economic resources. The scope for augmentation is endless. And I think that given the high level of love for India, nationalism, which I find amongst Indian American doctors, they would do everything possible to strengthen the efforts of the government of India in the medical area. Before concluding, I'd just like to mention that when my dear friend Dr. Kishan Kumar approached me with a suggestion to have the curtain raiser for this year's AAPI annual convention in the Consulate, I agreed with great happiness. I had no hesitation because of the fact that the AAPI annual convention is one of the most important events in the calendar of the Indian American community here in the United States. And when you have such an important event taking place in New York, we from the Consulate would like to stand by you shoulder to shoulder and assist you in making that a truly historic event.
Thank you.
I now wish to conclude by congratulating AAPI for organizing this morning's function, by conveying my best wishes for the success of the annual AAPI convention, which is to take place in a few months' time, and by extending full support and cooperation on behalf of our consulate to you. Thank you so much.
invited dignitaries, my esteemed friends, colleagues, and guests. I am so much assured by what Honorable Consul General had to say. I am very sure now that this will be one of the finest convention AAPI has ever hosted. When the Consul General is with you, the entire Indian community in states is with you, the entire population of India is with you, and the government of India is with you. Thanks once again. Conventions are held to review the progress AAPI is making this year and the previous years, the mistakes we might have committed, and the course of future action AAPI has to take. So it's not just for sake of CMEs or social gathering or entertainment, it is to have introspection of what we are and what we should be doing. I'll give you a brief review of this year, what has been happening. Our membership drive this year has been very successful under the leadership of our Vice President, Dr. Narendra Kumar. This year alone, we have already made 1,300 patron members. That's more than 25% of what we have done in last 28 years. So over 25% growth is completely unheard of, and I hope with help of all the members and the leaders, we will exceed 30%, 1/3 of entire patron membership this year. Our focus has been young physicians, and we have been very fortunate that with your upbringing and our culture, and I wanted to add statistics to Dr. Krishna Kumar. He didn't say anything wrong as far as I'm concerned. Of course, he wanted Honorable Consul General to look a little younger. With 0.6% of population, as Dr. Krishna Kumar said, in coming years, over 20%, that's 1 out of 5 graduating medical physicians from US will be of Indian origin. That's very humbling. This year we did several leadership development programs for young physicians in Newport Beach, Long Island, Dallas. We just concluded last 2 weeks ago in Detroit and Chicago. These leadership development programs have been very well attended and have given a very positive impetus to our physicians. They are trained how to speak, which we never did. That's why I'm fumbling every now and then. How to give interviews to New York Times, how to interact with senators and congressmen, and how not get into trouble, because our leadership program also include attorneys. So that has been very successful. We have done a medical rotation to India program where any medical student or a resident from US medical schools is given a stipend of $1,500 to go and spend 4 weeks at the place of a choice, either rural India, hospitals or clinic. And that program has been very successful, thanks to Dr. Vinod Sacheti, who has been very instrumental in collecting and funds and tracking the progress of that. Our international missions and community service program has been extremely successful. Our kids have gone, of course, they go to India for missions and camps. They have gone to Egypt this year. They are right now in China. So that has been a very, very good program. Our observership program for the graduating medical doctors in Caribbean, India and other places, we help them train and do some observership so that they can get into residency programs. Our legislative agenda, does include one of the very important need for increasing the residency slots. As we are aware that over 10 years we'll be 150,000 physicians short, and it's very imperative that we tell the Congress to take some action and action now, so our not only we can meet the demands of the population with President Obama's plan of including millions of people into health insurance, but also to provide health care to rural and unreached areas.
It is indeed a pleasure that we're going to have this convention, AAPI convention, covering the tri-state area in New York City. When Dr. Kumar was saying, where is the best place to have a heart attack, I thought I want to register for the AAPI, and where not only because all the best physicians, surgeons are here, but also it's happening in New York. So, but anyway, I'm not ready for the heart attack yet. At least my wife will make sure of that. But anyway, I think one of the important things is that trying to do good not only in the United States, also trying to remember our home country, India, and trying to set up hospitals and various centers where we can provide affordable health care is a good and noble gesture and a wish of AAPI. And one of the things I just want to make a note that in Edison, recent census, 2010 census has shown that there are more than 42,000 Asian American living there. And one thing we are lacking there is a federally qualified healthcare center, because there are a lot of people who are working in retail stores and gas stations and they don't have the proper health care. Working with some volunteers, we applied for the federally qualified healthcare center. We've gone through the first stage and we are waiting for the second stage to go through. We do have a location on off Oak Tree Road, Meridian Road, we have a location. And I'm looking forward to working with AAPI, trying to provide some volunteers so that way we can run this federally qualified healthcare center in Edison, New Jersey. Thank you very much. Best of luck with your convention.
I would like to invite the convention team, the dignitaries of the main organizers of the convention team. Dr. Shashisha is the host president. Dr. Satish Anand is also the chairman board of trustees of AAPI and also co-chair. Dr. Seema Jain, she just elected treasurer of National AAPI and also co-chair. And our Dr. Kishan Kumar, he is also co-chair of the convention.
May I request our Consul General, our Ambassador Prabhu Dayalji, please start the curtain rising ceremony by lighting the lamp, please. Prabhu Dayalji, and our esteemed President, Dr. Ajit Singhvi, and Dr. Ajay Lodha, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, our assembly person, Mr. Chivakula, Dr. Seema Jain, Dr. Pahuja, Dr. Satish Anand, Dr. Bagla, Sancheti, Dr. Sancheti, Shashi Bhai, Sudhir Vaishnav, the deep appreciation for your extraordinary leadership and the service to professionalism and the community. Dr. Ajit Singhvi, Dr. Ashok Garkar, and Dr. Ajay Lodha. Very good. April 24, 2011, New York.
The people are concerned that can a lay person who doesn't know anything can harm by using the defibrillator. No. I can tell you, it may not work, but you will not harm anybody. Somebody who has no pulse and no breathing will not harm by using the defibrillator. Wonderful. That is why it has become so popular that all the busy places should have the defibrillator.
And the survival chances after...
Chances are still small. Compared to 0.1%, you become only between 5 to 8%.
Because this so-called shock and showing the body shaking and vibrantly, vehemently, that is not just for fiction.
So no harm to the patient or to the operator or to anybody who is nearby can be harmed with it. So please use it freely and get yourself familiarized with it when you really don't need it. So when you need it, you can use it.